Hello, I'm David Chow for the Finance News Network. Joining me from newly listed medical device company Oventus Medical is the founder and executive director, Dr. Chris Hart. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Firstly, Chris, could you start by giving us an introduction to Oventus Medical?
Sure. So Oventus Medical is a medical device manufacturer operating in the sleep disorder breathing space. We developed a proprietary mouthguard with a significant point of difference with a revolutionary patented airway that has the ability to bypass nose, soft palate and tongue obstructions simultaneously. The company was originally formed on the back of an invention that I invented myself for my own treatment. So I was a severe sleep apneic sufferer and also suffered from nasal congestion and obstruction. Due to the nasal and congestion and obstruction, I had a lot of trouble tolerating and complying with existing technologies such as CPAP and other oral appliances. So out of desperation one night, I took some flexible saliva ejector tubes and fashioned an auxiliary airway for myself, delivering out of the back of the throat, so bypassing my nose issues, and that was the first O2 vent device.
Now to your IPO. How much was raised and how much are you trading at?
We offered 24 million shares at 50 cents a share for a raising of $12 million. And I think the share opened at 60 cents earlier today and has been trading through the day around that level. And that was on a pre-money valuation of $24 million. So the market capitalisation at listing was $36 million.
So Chris, let's talk about your O2 vent mouthguard. How does it work and where is it sold?
Well, it's a custom designed mouthguard that's 3D printed in titanium, and the point of difference is that we've built an airway into it, and in fact I have one here. And what it does is the air can enter the mouth here, it can stay in an enclosed airway then, and it exits at the back of the throat. So the air bypasses nose and soft palate obstructions, it goes around the tongue, and then it enters the airway at the back of the throat into the oropharynx. And it's this airway, it's the unique patented airway that is a paradigm shift in the treatment of sleep apnea. So for patients that have nasal obstruction, for instance, or congestion or soft palate issues, which is estimated is around 50% of the population, they have difficulty tolerating nasal CPAP, and full face mask has a lot of pressure and comfort-related issues in terms of claustrophobia. And if you have difficulty breathing through your nose and you put an oral appliance in, we now have obstructions at both levels of airway. So the point of difference here is the enclosed airway. At the same time, we can advance the mandible and control the jaw position as well. So with that, we have a very low resistance pathway for the air to get straight into the back of the throat where the obstructions would ordinarily occur. And we've shown in our clinical trials that it's been very effective in patients with nasal obstruction in particular, and also well into the severe range of sleep apnea. At the moment, the mouth guards, the O2 vent devices, are delivered through a network of dentists Australia-wide. We have 20 dentists at the moment delivering them across Australia in the capital cities and some regional areas. And we're bringing about another 50 dentists online around Australia between now and the end of the year.
So Chris, what is the potential market size of the sleep apnea market?
Well, look, the global market last year for sleep apnea was estimated at around about $3.5 billion. Within that market, remember that approximately 50% of those patients suffer from nasal congestion or obstruction as well, and that the only other treatment option for them is surgery, which has high cost and high morbidity rates. So, we think that this is a multi-billion-dollar market that we can address unchallenged, and it's a massive unmet need in the population. In North America alone, there are 22 million sleep apneics. 11 million of them, it's estimated, suffer from nasal congestion as well. And as I said before, half of those patients that are diagnosed are not using their CPAPs at the end of year one and at higher rates after that as well. So we think that for those patients that are currently outside of care, either due to the inability to tolerate CPAP or because of nasally related issues, then we have a massive opportunity there to help those patients out, and that market position's worth billions of dollars.
There are a number of companies that are specialising in devices to treat sleep apnea. How do you set yourself apart from bigger companies like ResMed?
Our revolutionary and patented O2 vent airway is the point of difference. So there are no other technologies that can bypass nose, soft palate and tongue obstructions at the same time. So the ResMed type machines are going to force air through the nose and or the mouth. Other oral appliances may deal with obstructions at the tongue base, but outside of surgery, again, which has very low success rates, high morbidity and high costs associated with it, there's no other option for these patients that have multiple levels of obstruction. So we see that we have a position in the market which is estimated at 50% of the addressable market that we can service at this point unchallenged.
Finally, Chris, what's your long-term ambition for the company?
Look, like everyone operating in this space, we want to change people's lives. We want to bring more people into care. We want people to live longer, feel healthier and have a better life. And I think our unique technology allows us to address those needs and wants in more patients than other technologies, particularly those patients that are outside of care due to severe apnea, intolerance to CPAP, and nose and soft palate and tongue related issues.
Well, Dr. Chris Hart, thank you very much for your time, and once again, congratulations on the listing.
Great, David. Thanks for having me.